Guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm doing a review of the Arthur Rackham Oracle. So I've been lusting after this oracle for a really long time. Number one, I am a fan of Arthur Rackham's artwork. I grew up with, reading fairy tales, Grimm's fairy tales. I had a lot of really old books that my nana had passed down to me. And so I'm very familiar with his art. And then when I saw that there was an oracle deck of his art, I was like, holy guacamole. So, but it was, it's kind of, well, not like super expensive, but it was just like not one of those like cheap $20 decks that you could just like pick up. And so it was on my wish list on Etsy from Duck Soup Productions. They also have their website, if you didn't want to go through Etsy. But yeah, I finally had a little bit of cash left over from one of my months, so I was like, okay, I'm finally gonna do it. I'm finally gonna get the Arthur Rackham Oracle, so I'm so excited. So the deck comes in these regular window boxes, and I believe it shipped straight from I don't think it was straight from China. I think but it just sometimes every now and then you get from deck creators just to save on shipping and making sure that they give you the best price possible, with their indie decks, because doing an indie deck is quite expensive. Like, take it from the girl that's working on an indie deck right now. So yeah, I think it was just like from China to the creator, and then the creator to me, but it was just in this, and that's fine because I'm mostly focused on the cards anyway, so like that doesn't bother me. It comes with these 3 extra cards, and one of them is a self-portrait of Arthur Rackham, and just like a little ditty about him. And then here's a little bit more information about how to read with the deck. On this, it also talks about like where they got some of their the artwork from. So it's not all of his works. It says that he did work for newspapers and magazines, and he illustrated more than 42 books. But in this deck, they're only taking from 2 volumes of Grimm's Fairytales, Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream, and Ibsen's Peer Gynt, or Gynt. So, yeah, so it's not all of his work, obviously. And then this is the company that put this together, Duck Soup Productions. Okay, so let's put these off to the side and let's take a look at the cards. Okay, Duck Soup Productions allows you to choose a backing for your cards, so not everybody's deck is probably going to look like mine on the back. I chose to have the starry look, so that there was a few different choices. I just chose this one. I liked it the best. I like stars, so so that's why I chose that. I would say that the cardstock, very bendy, very smooth, like that satiny smooth. Probably like a 300 or more GSM. Has a slight sheen to it, but not uber glossy. So you guys can kind of see my fingers in the sheen. So yeah, pretty good cardstock. I'm not a complainer of that. Okay. So if we take a look here, I'm going to angle it so that there isn't much glare. Down at the bottom, you're going to get a keyword and a little bit more about it down at the bottom. So you have fecundity, it says creative power. All the cards have this kind of illustration down at the bottom, and illustration here up at the top. There is a little bit of that tea-stained look for the borders, which I think is very nice since it's going with older images. So yeah, let's just take a look. So to me, the images are dark, even when they're happy, laughter-filled images. To me, they're just very dark. And so when I'm reading with this deck, it's more shadowy for me. It's more of the serious side of life. Maybe looking at things that I don't want to look into so much. And that's kind of like with fairy tales. It's kind of the darker side of the, of our psyches, and things that people don't want to talk about, albeit played out in fairy tale format, with fictional characters. But it's where do you think that the ideas for storytellers, where they get their ideas from? And that's from reality. And some of these cards are landscape instead of portrait view, but that doesn't really bother me. I mean, I prefer my cards in portrait view, but if there's a couple that need to be in landscape, it's like not a big issue. So I think if you're somebody who is a fan of his artwork, like you grow up with books, seeing his art in, various mediums, then I think you're going to be a big fan of this deck. If you're not familiar with his artwork, I still think that, being somebody who, I think somebody said it on Instagram, that basically tarot and oracle collectors are basically just like art collectors. So if you're into art, in general, you might dig this deck. It just has so much movement, so much emotion, so many layers, and seemingly, I wouldn't even say it's simple. I mean, look at how intricate that is. It's so, wow. Such a good artist. And I think I've seen a couple of reviews of this. Oops. I think I've seen a couple of reviews of this on YouTube, but I don't know if I actually got to see all the cards. And for me, I like to show all the cards. So, if you're somebody who likes to be surprised with decks, then, just mosey on through. You don't have to look at every card. But for me, if I'm going to be purchasing something, I always like to know what I'm getting. And I want to make sure that I, at least visually looking through somebody else's video, that I resonate with the cards. Of course, sometimes you never really know until you have a deck in your hands how it's going to work with you and for you. And but I just knew, because I love the images, that I was going to like it anyway. And I do. I love this one. For some reason, it's just kind of creepy. There's a lot of creepy images, but what I like to do is I like to dive in and be like, well, why do I feel creeped out by this image? Like, is there something that I need to work on? Is there something, that just needs to be brought to the surface? Just so smooth, so satiny smooth. If you're a riffle shuffler, side shuffler, this deck's gonna feel pretty good in your hands. And I will say that this is your standard tarot size, which, I don't know, what's that, like 3 and 2 something by 3 something, so whatever your standard size is. Okay, so I want to just pull a card for you guys. So this will just be, some people like to see me shuffle. And I really just kind of putting this video out there because I like to show off the art. So I'm not saying you need to buy this deck in any way. But if you're interested in buying it, then I hope that you find this helpful, being able to see all the images. Okay, I'm just going to pull as a general card just so you can see how I would read with it. Okay. And this card says influence, stirring up the spirits. So obviously we have the what appears to be the Pied Piper. And so what I'm getting with this is to just be more mindful of who you keep company with, what you say, who or what you are talking about. Because there's always somebody listening. There's always somebody watching, and in this digital age, there could be somebody filming on their cell phones, and not to freak you out in like a big brother kind of way, but just to be mindful of what you say and who you say it to. because there's always somebody who is being influenced by what you say and what you do. So make sure that your actions are the right actions, and right actions meaning right for you, and that what you say you truly mean and you would want other people to hear as well. So that's just kind of what I'm getting with that, and it's just very general. So yeah, that's it for me. So if you have any comments or questions about this deck, just place that down below. If you work with this deck in a particular way, maybe you pair it with tarot cards, then just let me know down below. Yeah, and if you dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading with me, head over to www.kittenswaitsandtarot.com. And I have lots of different types of readings. I also sell room and body sprays, healing salves, and bracelets and things like that. And head over to patreon.com/kittenswaitsandtarot if you want to support what I do here on YouTube. You also get to be a part of Kittens, Waits, and Tarot. You get lots of freebies in the process, but you get to help me come up with ideas for my videos, help me with meetups that I do, help me get my oracle deck off the ground, and I'm still working on the guidebook just a little bit. I should be able to finish it this week though. Alright, so that's it from me, spiritual homies. I will catch you later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out!